All right, and I think we're live. That's always a good sign. I will wait for Karthik to say hello in chat. And once I see that, then we can go ahead and get started. Say hello, Karthik. Hello, said Karthik. That's not what Karthik sounds like. Karthik sounds much cooler than that. Karthik and I are both pretty lame when it comes to profile stuff, though. I still don't actually know how you change your like little icon here. There's got to be a way that you do it. But I don't know actually how you do it. Like this little icon and then your little thing that shows up. I don't know how to change it yet. Nobody's told me. Someone's gonna have to tell me at some point. Anyway, so Karthik, I'm gonna go ahead and lead with Ndidi. I'm assuming you're doing Gyarados, for the Terra Spear Order stuff. And then I'll just lead with, I don't know, Glamora. That'll be fine. And then we'll get going with that. Also, yeah, if I press, don't I? Is there a way I can? No, there isn't. You can't pull that up. Yeah, I didn't think so. No, these buttons are working, so okay. Anyway, Karthik, please say something in chat so I know if you're here. And make sure that my audio's working and stuff. There we go. There's Karthik. Hi, Karthik. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start off. Yeah, we're gonna we'll Terastallize each turn one. And we'll see what order that happens in. So you can see here that Psychic Surge triggers here before Intimidate. So my Ndidi has 102 speed stat. With holding the choice scarf item, so that way it's a little bit faster. And just to verify that Terastallization works like basically every other one that we've ever tested in this game. We'll see which order, what order they go in. If it's, you know, the same thing as Mega Evolution, same thing as Dynamax, then this should happen in the way that I expected this time. Ndidi here, Terastallized before the Gyarados. So it is completely speed-based. Yeah, it was Terastallized. That's good. If you didn't click Terastallization, I would have felt very foolish. But, yep. And then, in fact, you'll see during turn order that I'll move first. Not like this matters with open team sheets, but hey, you never know. Make sure that one thing is faster. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that thing doesn't activate if you don't hit physical. I forgot about that. Okay. Karthik, do you have anything weak that you can hit the Glamora with? Any weak physical moves? If you do, go ahead and just click one of them in the Glamora. And then you can switch your other slot into Glamora as well on your side. Now the same is all bright again. Look how bright it is. Okay, so now T-Spikes are set up. So if you go ahead now, Karthik, and you use Mortal Spin into my... if you use Mortal Spin into my Glamora, I'm curious if it will keep the T-Spike up, like if it'll remove it and then if it'll set up another one, or what the order will be on this. So I'll go ahead and I'll side Hypnosis just because I don't have anything there to do. And then do this. Moral Spin. Oh, that's right. I forgot how the spread move. So it triggers my Toxic Debris again. And then it removes it. I think it's backwards on Showdown, if I remember right. And if you just go ahead and use Mortal Spin into my Glamora again. Oh, it does work in this order? Okay, that could make sense. For some reason, I thought this was backwards. But if you go ahead and just do it again into Glamora, we should be able to see the same thing happening again, where it should set up the T-Spike, and then it should immediately remove it. Yep. T-Spike set up, and then immediately removed. Okay. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is, because Rapid Spin should behave the exact same way. I can't think of any reason why it would behave differently. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use Reflect type into in my switched in DD here. I'm going to see if the Ghastly becomes Ice type or not. Claims copied it, so same type as in DD. So if I look at it, it shows that I am currently Ice type. So the Terra type below that is, of course, just Terra Ghost. So I am just regular Ice type right now. That makes sense to me. We'll have to test as well the interaction of Reflect type while Terastallized, but I imagine it's going to behave the way I would expect it to. I'm going to double switch into my two Tailwind setter Pokemon. You can go ahead and click Tailwind now, Karthik. Assuming the Dragonite has Tailwind. I don't even know if it gets Tailwind in this format. But if not, just go ahead and switch to something that has Tailwind. For some reason in my head, I have that... This is going to be another real simple one to roll out. I expect that this one actually worked the way that I expect it will. Kill Watch is so big, man. Killing. And it shouldn't activate either of my Pokemon. Yeah, it doesn't activate either of their effects because it wasn't used on my side of the field. So that explains that. That's all very simple. I'm going to go ahead and switch into Baxcalibur now. And I'll switch. I don't really have a good defensive tank, do I? I'll have to test that later. Because I know, obviously, the regular wind moves, you have to target the Pokemon for the effects to apply. Perfect. Okay. So let me figure out the timing on this. Do you want to use Future Sight the turn before? I think we'll need to test like it twice. But probably the first one, we should make it so like I use Glaive Rush and then Future Sight hits me on that exact same turn. So go ahead and just use Future Sight right now, and then I'll just kill a turn. Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. So you use Future Sight into my Glaive Rush guy. We'll need to pull up the damage calc on this one as well. Karthik, if you could go ahead and tell me your Iron Valiant's special attack stat, please. 140. Perfect. And my next caliber's special defense is 112. How is it 112? Oh, it's got a nature boost. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. So there we go. So this would be. So I don't think I attacked this turn, right? Oh, it doesn't actually show the timing anymore. I think it used to show you the timing on that, but now it doesn't. So I guess, do I Glaive Rush this turn? I think it's next turn, right? Unless I'm crazy, which I could be. But in any case, this is the damage calc on Future Sight. Tailwind petered out. Yep. And so now I'm going to go ahead and use Glaive Rush. And here it is. And I'm expecting that this will be doubled for sure. I'm not really too surprised about this one being doubled. $183 down to 61. Minus 61. That did 122 damage, which looks perfectly in line with it being double damage. It's approximately double what some of these other ones are. So, I'd have to simulate this with another. We're not exactly sure where the Glaive Rush damage multiplier actually occurs at. That still needs a little bit of research, but it's clearly being doubled, that's for sure. So I would need to have Excalibur healed a little bit before I use my next one, so I'll go ahead and just forfeit now. And we'll move into our next series of tests. Yeah, that's what I would. That's something I would like to do as well, so that we can actually nail that down and have properly recorded footage of it. So we still got all this to do, but we've taken care of quite a bit. So take care of this guy and that guy. Terra Order versus Speed is pretty well done. So I need to do the reflect type of thing again. Glaive Rush. I'm gonna go ahead and edit my Excalibur so it has Sleep Talk. And I'm also gonna bring a Field Pulse Mon. That would help if I searched by okay. That's not the one. Okay, so I want to grab Ice Shard on it. So let's watch this box. Ice Shard, Sleep Talk. That's a good way of killing turns. So I've got this, and then I need to grab a Heal Pulse Mon. I don't need you guys anymore. Don't need you anymore. Still need you. Don't need you anymore. I need Heal Pulse. Pulse. That'll work just fine. Okay. Yeah, let's see here. And that should be good. I'll need to do some of the curse stuff as well, but that won't apply until at least the next round of testing. So we've got that. I'll also grab a Revival Blessing one. Just so I have that. That should be pretty good for now, I think. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, you're gonna want Spore. You're gonna chest Spore. You're gonna want your future attack mod again, so you're gonna still want that Iron Valiant. You're gonna want something that could easily heal on Glaive Rush. That would be nice. That you could just like have it sit there. Oh, 1 second actually. I've been chasing down a mouse in my apartment, and I see it running around right now. I'm gonna see if I can get it. Dang it, it was too quick for me again. I'll eventually get it. It's way too cold to like go out to the store right now and buy like sticky pads for it to catch it. Yeah, he's a pretty wily one too. I tried to set up a little bit of a trap for him, but it didn't work. It's like tape. I don't know the actual way of catching mice without like going to the store and actually buying stuff, so. Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and test the reflect type thing first, because that'll be really straightforward to do. And we can also test, so if you want to lead with your Iron Valiant again. And then I will use Glaive Rush with different timing this time. So now I'm going to Terastallize and click Reflect Type. So this should just straight up fail, so far as I can tell. So you can go ahead and use Future Sight into Excalibur here, Karthik. And we'll just set that up. I will use Glaive Rush into Clauncher. Or not Clauncher, Clauncher. What type? Yep, and a fail. No surprise. Okay. Now I will use Glaive Rush on this turn. Into Cleanser. And so now Future Sight is going to hit on this turn, so we'll see how much damage it does. $183 down to 120, so that only did 63 damage, so that clearly was not doubled. So yeah, yeah, it wears off before Future Sight, because we did do that with the right timing, didn't we? You know, we did Future Sight, and then I did Glaive Rush, and then it would have been next turn. Before it actually did that damage, so seems to line up to me. And so it wouldn't work, obviously, if I did 2 turns before. So we know how Reflect type works when we think about that. Or did it wear off because it clicked Sleep Talk? That's another thing that I'm wondering. But if it wore off because I clicked Sleep Talk, then clicking any move would have done it, right? So I think one of the things I want to really test is what happens if we spam, if I use Glaive Rush and then a bunch of different Pokemon attack my Baxcalibur. That's the real thing I want to test. So kill a turn here, and then next turn I want you to just use any move that you've got into the Baxcalibur. Excuse me. Yes. I want to do it that way because I want to see if it actually stacks or not. I'm not convinced that multiple hits will count for Glaive Rush, even though that's what you had theorized, Karthik. I'm not convinced it actually will do that. So I want to actually see it. Okay. Okay. So now, let's just have every Pokemon attack into Baxcalibur. And I'm going to have to be very careful here to make note of all the damage on very different stuff. But I assume your Pokemon, do your Pokemon have any other moves that can be used into Baxcalibur here? Okay, good. Can't attack. That's okay. Well, it might not be okay. We'll see. But we can always just switch and do it again. Okay. Yeah, you can just attack with the Cool Answer then. And I'll make note of these damages and then count what they should be. I have to keep in mind them at -1 as well. Take down. So I just moved now with Sleep Talk. And now you have Water Pulse. 183 to 151. And that was 151 to 130. So I will need your Clawitser's stats, please. And is it Mega Launcher? It's 140. I'll go ahead and I'll heal up. 140 with Mega Launcher, okay. Clawitser. 40. Water Pulse. Mega Launcher. You can just kill some turns for here. So we in fact dealt 183 minus 151, or 32 damage there. And that's what the damage roll is expected. So that was the expected damage roll. So it was not Glaive Rush boosted. Yeah, future check. So let me go ahead and see what Blissy's was. We know from previous tests that it would always work on allies as well. So it's not as if attacking with an ally would make any difference. Take down. And then we will pull up Blissy's attack stat, which I'm sure is very impressive. 16. Huge damage there. Okay. 16. Now is it minus 1? I think I might have actually crit it. Oh wait, no, I don't have Excalibur's defense stat in there correctly, probably, but 114, so it has 7. That's still not correct. Because I show this as 6 to 7, but in fact, I had dealt 151 minus 138 damage, or 13 damage. 13 damage. Seems like it was probably a crit. Yeah, it was probably a crit. So I crit myself, which is kind of funny. But I can test that again real fast, so I'll do Glaive Rush again, and then I'll Sleep Talk, and then I'll hit myself with Takedown again. Because I am at -1. So if I now do Takedown into Excalibur and Sleep Talk, I'll be at 183. We also saw that damage roll. Okay. 183 minus 118. 118 and then 81. And then 75. Okay. So, let me go ahead and check these numbers again. Karthik, could you tell me your Gyarados' attack stat as well? So, I'm gonna just look at, the takedown roll first. So 81 minus 75 is 6 damage. So that lines up with our first test having been a crit that just didn't play. The second Water Pulse did 118 minus 81, or 37 damage, which is again not doubled by Glaive Rush. I'll check Gyarados now. 159? Okay. And that was Waterfall, right? Okay, Waterfall. So this was the damage range on that. And so that was... And in fact, the actual damage was 183 to 118. 183 minus 118 is 65 damage. So that was doubled there. So it was because Excalibur took an action. So I used Glaive Rush, and then I took another action. And then immediately following, my stuff wasn't active anymore. Huh, okay, so... That does make some sense to me. Did Gyarados move before? Yes, it did. And we can see this again. We'll just input our moves here. But Gyarados, yeah, Gyarados is moving before Excalibur. So... It must have to do with Excalibur's second move. Like, an attacking before Excalibur's second move. Inputting another move. Well, it's not inputting another move. I know what you mean, but to be precise, it wouldn't be inputting another move. It would be using another move. Yeah. And so then we'd want to test to see how that interacts with Spore, I guess. So I'll go ahead and try putting this guy to sleep, but if you can go ahead and switch into a Sporemon, that would be good too. If you brought a Sleep Mon. Oh, I'm stupid. I have to use Glaive Rush first before I do this. So hopefully I miss here. Okay. Which is faster? Is your Breloom faster or is the other guy faster? I'm 88 speed, so you're probably faster. So I will use Glaive Rush to start off with. And then next turn you'll use Spore. And then I'll take down myself again. Or actually, we can just do the Water Pulse calc. The Water Pulse calc is fine, because we've already got that up on the screen. Or not up on the screen, but I can scroll back and see it. Okay, now you'll click Spore. Now click... And we'll do Takedown and Water Pulse again. I'll just click any move. $183 minus 148. Is 35, 148, and then that was 142. So that was 35 and 6 damage. I clicked Dragon Claw. I'll double check that, but yeah, I clicked Dragon Claw. I didn't have any sleep socks, so I clicked Dragon Claw. So that means that even sleeping was enough for it to stop counting, basically. I see the mouse again. I'm gonna try to get the mouse again. Clicking Glaive Rush while asleep, we can test that. But I'm gonna try to get the mouse. Never mind, it saw me get up and it already dipped. This mouse is too fast! Arrgh! It's like hiding behind my oven. I don't know why clicking Glaive Rush while asleep would matter, Karthik. Couldn't we, like, use Glaive Rush into a fairy type? Wouldn't that be, like, a simpler test? Thinking it's, like, Charge. Charge doesn't set its effect while you're asleep. Like, you can't click Charge while you're asleep. Or clicking Charge while asleep doesn't remove Charge. Does clicking another electric move while asleep remove Charge? What? Well, then I would think that would just be a Charge hard code. Though it could be. Alright. This darn mouse, like, I swear, like, it's literally I move and I see it run. It's so freaking dumb. I'm gonna try another setup though to see if I can at least box in a little bit. I will get this mouse regardless of whether or not I'm on stream. Alright. I'm trying to trap it where it's at. Anyway. Okay, we can test the Glaive Rush thing. So we can do that exact setup and just test that again. And see how it behaves. So, we'll go ahead and do that. I need to grab as well. Now that we're getting into another battle, I can go ahead and just grab any Pokemon with Curse. Or not any Pokemon with Curse, but any non-Ghost with Curse. What do we got? That's a ghost. Goodra is not a ghost. Box 11. I think it's Terra type. Ghost. Okay. Yeah, so. Oh. Silly game. You're supposed to connect me. There you go. Okay, so I'll lead with Goodra. I guess I'll lead with Excalibur again, but... So I guess you'll lead here with Breloom and Clydesir, Karthik. Okay, so I'll Terastallize and use Curse, which doesn't allow me to select target. And then I'll Glaive Rush into Clydesir. And so you'll just kill a turn on this one, and hopefully I don't one-shot the Clydesir. Like hopefully it doesn't randomly pick that, but it probably won't. Yep, so I use Ghost type Curse, and that should just, yep, pick one at random, exactly. Okay, so now you'll click Spore into my Excalibur here. And Water Pulse into it as well. Switching up this again. I'll click Glaive Rush again, this time into Clydesir, but I really don't think it's going to make a difference. So I click Glaive Rush. Water Pulse. 183, yeah, minus 50. Yeah. $133. Wait, that was 50 damage. Wait, that was 50 damage. No, I'm stupid. It's 183 minus 150 is 33 damage, which is indicating that it's not doubled. So we know it's not doubled there. So if it's not doubled in there, I am not so sure that charge works the way that you said it does Karthik. I want to check that. That doesn't seem quite right to me. But if that's the case, then what I want to test is using multiple moves before Baxcalibur attacks. So you'll need to go ahead and switch out your Braylon so it's not cursed anymore. And then we'll want to put on 2 Pokemon that can damage Baxcalibur but won't one-shot it. Yeah, Gyarados is a good candidate. Because we already know that's faster and really good resist hit. Oh, shoot. Oops. Hopefully this doesn't click. Yeah. Well, I guess if you have your, if you have your other faster Pokemon, that would be the time to bring it out. Great task. And we'll see if it's doubled or not. So that did a whole heck of a lot more than I expected. I also missed the starting range on that. So I'm actually going to record that because I actually missed that range. Like what we started at. But I'm going to guess that that did double it. Can you go ahead and put Great Tusk's attack stat in the chat? $166. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and run, and then I'm gonna check the. Real fast. How's that? 150 HP. I went to 84. 150 to 84. That's kind of weird. And then 84 to 9. Okay, 84 to 9. So 150. Let's pull that up. Or let's look at the Gyarados one first, since we already had that range earlier in Twitch chat. So that would have been 84 minus 9 damage. 75. So that was doubled. That was a doubled waterfall. So let's look at the Great Tusk. So Great Tusk, level 50 with 166 attack. Using a Rapid Spin to Baxcalibur. This would have ordinarily been the damage roll. And it in fact did 150 minus 84. So that did 66 damage. So that indicates that it was doubled as well. So Glaive Rush then, based on that, would make it sound to me as if it only applies the effect until the Pokemon's moved. So between the time that the Pokemon takes an action to another time that the Pokemon takes an action is when Glaive Rush's effect is applied. But that would mean that you could do Glaive Rush into Ice Shard and just always avoid the damage, wouldn't it? Right? Because you're just gonna avoid that. Yeah. So, go ahead then and I mean let's just test the practical utility of that. Go ahead and like lead Great Tusk, and then we'll just do Rapid Spin into me twice. Like the first time I'll do Glaive Rush, be slower, and then I'll use Ice Shard. Still wears off by itself at some point, given your commander test. Yeah, that's well, I don't know, because commander might be jank, is the thing. So it might like wear off anyway at some point. But I don't know how we test that more. Like I don't know how we more finely tune, how we test that in a more fine-tuned way. And I also want to... Yeah, this will be interesting. Okay. So just go ahead and Rapid Spin into Excalibur. And I'll just Glaive Rush. And I'll just Ice Shard again. And then we'll see. So 183 into minus 152. That did 31 damage. So now I'll use Ice Shard, and then you'll do the same thing and just Rapid Spin mine. 183 and that, yeah, okay. So you can just use Ice Shard, you can just use Protect, and just completely bypass this. So that's a really bad, that is not that bad of a downside then, on Glaive Rush. Because it's very easy to dodge its secondary effect. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking on this, because it just seems so not, like, hard to get around that. So, is there anything else with Glaive Rush that we can test in person like this? If not, I'll just go ahead and I'll switch over to my... Or, well, I'll need to do the origin form stuff first. Yeah, I don't think so either. So we'll put a pin in Glaive Rush, and we'll test some of the origin form stuff, just to see how that behaves real quick. Still saying, yep, yeah, I hear it. Pressing the B button, you can hear me. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a Palkia and a Dialga. So, I have no idea how they will actually get imported from Pokemon Home into this game. But, I do have the Pokemon Legends Arceus stuff. So, we'll see if it actually accepts. If it actually accepts my other thing. So let me go ahead and open my Legends Arceus save. And let's see if it'll let me just drag it over. I don't know if it will. like it likes it, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like me just moving straight from PLA into Scarlet and Violet. So let me go ahead and, which makes sense because there's no known method of transfer there. So let me go ahead and just look at Palkia from another game. It doesn't look like it's going to let me transfer that nicely either. That might be because my battle box is locked. Let me see if it just lets me look at that. Nope. Okay, so I can't seem to gen it in directly. So I'm going to have to try to gen it in by replacing another Pokemon, which is not as likely to be representative of how the actual games will work. But, so here I now have my origin, my regular Palkia, and my origin Palkia. So I've hacked the origin Palkia in correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and just hop down here to Porto Marinara, or whatever is, however you say this thing. Well, the guy should... Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. So if I... So he recognizes that I have it in my party. Alright, dude, come on. Just give it to me. Nah, dude. 5,500? Bro. This ain't worth it. That's right. Give it up, dude. You don't need this mystical orb. Okay. Oh, and then there's the Lustrous Globe as well. So there's two items. The Lustrous Orb and the Lustrous Globe. I imagine a Lustrous Globe is what actually causes you to change it. There you go. Okay. So now I have the Lustrous sort by... So I had Lustrous Orb and the Lustrous Globe. So neither of these are key items. If I can go back to them. Gosh freaking darn it, dude. Where did they go? Should be this pocket, right? Yeah. They, like, moved. Okay. So if I give the Lustrous Globe to Palkia. Lol. What the... Okay. So that's how that works. So it has to hold that item, and so then if I give it this guy, Lustrous Orb, yeah, it de-transforms. So you have to have the globe. And I'm guessing the globe is probably tradable once the once Home comes out. So if I give it to this guy, yeah, he doesn't try to take it away. So if I take it away like this, yeah, then it also de-transforms. So let me go ahead and put in a Giratina and see how that behaves. No, not boxes. Gosh darn it. Go back. Oh, wait, that is what I wanted. Boxes, yeah. Assume it's the same thing for Giratina. So I'll change this to be Giratina. Now let's do Giratina Origin. That's what I'm testing next because I assume it would be similar. So we got Gristius Orb here. I don't know, like, I don't remember off the top of my head, like, if you put, like, a Origin Palkia into Home, if it stays Origin or not. Hey, man, also don't forget that Giratina Origin was a pretty big threat in VGC 2022. Oh, look, Gristius Core! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! What a big spender. That's right. So I assume it's going to be the exact same idea as the Palkias, so. I mean, it already sucks, so not helping its cause any. So if I give the Gristius Core to Giratina. Yep. It transforms. And then if I give it the Gristius Orb, yep. So it only gets, so you can't hold Gristius Orb, so you have to do it the other way around. Oh, not use, give. So if I do the same thing, it would be the same thing as Palkia, so. Remove the Gristius Core. Yep, and then becomes regular Giratina. So. I mean, obviously they could change it, you know, if they change it before going into the DLC, but that's interesting. So it means the Giratina Origin can no longer hold that. Well, it also might be a buff, though, Karthik, because it means you can hold other items. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah, because you can't hold anything but the Gristius Core. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess it's just a straight downgrade. Rip Giratina. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and test some of the other Glaive Rush stuff. Over on Wobble 2. I also do Bitter Blade versus Triage. This is a real interesting one. So, according to internal move data, Bitter Blade does not have the same flag for healing as other moves like Giga Drain or Drain Punch do. It just doesn't have those flags. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So, there is no Pokemon with Triage in the game right now. I don't even know if Comfey is in home. Is Comfey a home Pokemon? I'm not 100% sure. If Comfey has passed, so that probably means it's not a home Pokemon. Although I don't, yeah. So it's not in the game, and nothing else gets Triage. So This wouldn't come up because Triage isn't in the game, and also Heal Block isn't in the game. And I think those are the only two moves that actually look at half lag. But Triage itself should be usable. So I'm going to just grab 2 Pokemon and give them Triage. So I'm going to grab... I also wanted to test, actually, while I was at it, the mechanics of future mechanics, or future tech mechanics with Tatsugiri. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing Bitter Blade and give it Drain Punch as well. And then I'll make it nothing because I need to open PK Hacks. And make this guy Triage. Okay. So now this guy has Triage and he is relatively slow. So we'll be able to test the interactions between Drain Punch and other stuff with him. This has Sleep Talk, so that's okay. We'll go ahead and just do Sleep Talk. I'm actually going to change it to these. No, it's fine. It's fine as it is. So I need these 2 guys. I'll grab these 2 guys as well. I don't need my Baxcalibur. Then I need my other one, like Future Sight. I gave this one Future Sight, so that's okay. Alright. It is very convenient that you don't actually have to go online to do mon edits anymore. Alright, Taz. Taz is an easier name to remember than the one from last gen. I don't even remember what the guy was from last gen. I always forget him. The portly guy. Anyway. So, if I do Drain Punch here, and I'll do it into my... Or I'll do it into the Shuppet. And I'll just do Spore as well and do the Shuppet, because why not? So you can see here, Drain Punch goes first because of Triage. Oh, that caught the Triage. But now if I do the same thing with Bitter Blade, you can see here that Meowscarada moves first. Because Bitter Blade isn't coded as a healing move in the same way that, like, again, Giga Drain and Drain Punch are. And I will show you as well that it's not these 2 speed tying, though obviously just you can probably just tell between the Meowscarada and the Skeletrigger, it's probably not a speed tie, but you know, just go ahead and see. Wow, this battle's amazing. It's amazing. So, you can see here, I still have Triage. And it is, in fact, much slower. So, we saw that interaction just fine. So, I'm going to now use Future Sight into Tatsugiri. I'm not going to do Glaive Rush with this test. I may need a reset to do my Glaive Rush test again. I want to see if Tatsugiri can be 1 damaged by this while semi-invulnerable. I don't remember how it normally works. And then also, can it be targeted with Future Sight while semi-invulnerable? I'll also test the charge sleep thing, because that seemed off to me. Okay, so currently, Tatsugiri still says that as a future attack attached to it, but we'll see if it in fact does. Tatsugiri took the future attack, but missed, so that's what happens with that. That's probably how it normally works with semi-invulnerability, and I just couldn't remember that off the top of my head. So if I use Future Sight into Tatsugiri, I imagine that's just how it does work, actually. Okay. So I can target Tatsugiri still. Oh, also, Future Sight actually targeted the Tatsugiri as well. Like, it played the animation. I think that's different. That move flag might have changed. Because I don't think it used to animate on your ally like that. No, that's not true. Well, no, I don't think. I think that is right. I think that did change. I'll have to double check that flag. But I'll just go ahead and do the exact same thing. Just kill some turns. And I imagine I will miss it again. Can't think of any reason why it would miss before and not hit again, but... Because I didn't click Belly Drum, I have to wait for Black Sludge to take me all the way down, but that's okay. Hopefully, that little guy can help me out. Yep, I missed again. Yeah, actually, I have no reason to kill this guy, right? I don't have anything in the back that I can test, so I can just kill this one. Die, Dreamer! So now we'll test the Glaive Rush stuff, so. That person's sleeve is in their arm. That can't be good for them. So I'll switch to Tatsugiri. And then I need a Pokemon faster than the Tatsugiri, wouldn't I? So are any of my Pokemon besides Dondozo? Well, these guys don't have any attacking moves. That doesn't have any attacking moves. Is this guy faster than Tatsugiri? Oh, it's faster with Triage, so I can test with Triage. Oh. So that would work. So I'll go ahead and I'll switch Tatsugiri. Sleep on. I'll kill the Haunter because I know that thing can use Curse. That's kind of annoying. So I'll do that. And so now I'm going to select another move. Once a crowd finishes cheering for him. Okay, sleep talk. Switch back to Dondozo. And then I'll just kill Dondozo off with Black Sludge. And then I'll go into... Because obviously here I like selected a move, but it didn't click the move at all. Oh, I think I'm under just barely. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate because now I can't click belly drum. Oh, I know I can. Oh, I don't want to die. No, that's okay because the Tatsugiri would be faster than the Misdreavus. So even if it uses like Child Ball or something, that's okay. Because it's skipping Tatsugiri's action. And yeah, that's fine, I think. So now I'll switch into Skeledirge. And now I will use Drain Punch into Tatsugiri. And I'm going to need to pull up the damage count for these guys. Tatsugiri. And Skeledirge. So this has 140 defense. Skeledirge has 177 attack. I'm going to use a Drain Punch into it. I'm level 100. So this would be the expected damage range. And Tatsugiri is not ice type, so there's no snow impacting it. So I will use just so I'm at 180. 180 minus 99. 180 minus 99 is 81 damage. So I hit literally the max roll. So it was not doubled. Yeah, so it was not doubled there. Which is confusing because I've already done the commander fake out stuff. And we've demonstrated that as long as you're not active, then it still like lets it work for fake out. So if it's using the same kind of property, which it probably isn't being the exact same type of property, then we would have expected that to have double damage. Because you're moving before Tatsugiri in like every instance. Like Tatsugiri did not take an action from the time that Dondozo switched in. It would not have ever had an opportunity. The action got skipped. Unless the turn skipping also counts for Glaive Rush. Which is very hard to test, because in order to test that, I would have to have Dondozo die I would have to have Dondozo die the same turn that Tatsugiri gets put in its mouth. Which I think is gonna be a really hard setup. Like, I would have to have Dondozo before stuff, so I don't know. I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter because you can't use Glaive Rush on Tatsugiri anyway. But it doesn't appear to be doubling from standard and stuff like that. So maybe like what you said, Karthik, it has a failsafe where it will also turn itself off. That could be. But I also want to see the charge sleep stuff because that does not sound correct to me. Like, it does not seem right intuitively. Yeah, I think there's probably a combination of something going on here. But like maybe it just ends it early. Like, it has a duration, but it just also ends it early if it uses any move. Or if it clicks any move, I should say. Not clicks any move, and it attempts to use any move. So, you know, hits Sleep Talk. It you know, hits the checksum before boost success. So I'm testing the Spore stuff next. In before that, the previous tests for this were already on my channel. That'd be hilarious if they were. Okay. Swap in this guy and this guy. And Toad Scroll is faster than the Quack level. I probably should have the Quack level instead of having Sleep Talk. I'll make it have another move that just kills a turn. Like Swords Dance, so that way it doesn't happen while I'm sleeping. So that has 295 speed, that has 269, so it's actually still... Wow. Oh, because that thing has speedy bees. Who told you could have speedy bees? Okay. There we go. Much better. In this, what's it called? Nacelle Might user. Toad Scroll does not have Nacelle Might. So it won't actually have negative priority on Crunch. Or not on Crunch, on Spore. And it's not negative priority anyway. It has stall priority. So we've already established in previous texts actually how some of this stuff works. So I'm just going to kill off the Shut It so it doesn't get in the way. So I've used Charge Beam, or not Charge Beam, but if I use Charge, and then I use Charge again, then I will retain it. So if I use Charge, so if I use, so you can see here I've got the charge boost. So if I click Swords Dance, then I won't lose the charge boost. As you can see, I have not lost the charge boost. If I click Charge again, then I won't lose it. Because, I mean, even if I did lose it, then I immediately am regaining it, so however you want to look at that. So then if I use Sleep Talk again, you can see that I have the charge boost still. But if I use Thunder Wave, then that will remove it. Even though I'm not clicking a status move, clicking any electric move causes this to happen. So if I see this now, so if I click Spore, or not Spore yet, I need to still click Sleep Talk one more time. And then I need to click Charge. And now if I click Spore, and I click Thunderwave, do I lose charge? Because I'm not using the Thunderwave at all. Like, I'm not announcing it. I'm not doing anything like that. And I do not have charge anymore. So, if I clicked, I did full restore. And I click charge again. If this actually works the way that does, that doesn't make any sense to me. Well, no, actually, if I click Spore in charge, and let's see, do I still have charge? I do still have charge. So that makes me think then that when you do charge into charge, it doesn't remove the old volatile and add the new one. What it does is it checks to see if the move is charged, don't remove the charged volatile. I think that's all it's doing. So that does make sense. It doesn't make sense to me why it would remove charge even when doing that. No, it does actually make sense because, as we know, with our chili reception or whatever it is, chilling reception with soaking, we know how that thing works. We know it's a little bit more janky now. So we know kind of how that works. It like always applies even before the sleep turn. So we actually do know how it works. So actually, you know what? I take that back. That does behave the way I would expect it to. So the way charge works then is that it just does not set itself again if you already have charge active, which makes some sense to me. Okay. I think that'll be all for today. We are the only two people here today, Karthik. We are so lonely. But on the plus side, it means that we finished a lot earlier than normal. Thank you for helping testing. Until next time, have a good one.